Who are you, really? Not your name, not your job, not the roles you play in your family, your friend group, or at work. Strip all of that away. What's left? For most of us, the answer isn't easy. We spend our lives playing parts, adapting, surviving, but somewhere beneath all that is someone real. Someone waiting to be seen, heard, and understood. In today's episode of The Inner Lens, we're diving deep into the psychology of self-discovery, not just as a trend, but as a transformative journey backed by science, shaped by your daily life, and accessible through powerful tools. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand what it means to find yourself, but you'll also leave with practical steps to begin that journey today. Let's zoom in. Self-discovery isn't just a feel-good concept, it's a psychological process that's been explored by some of the greatest minds in the field, most notably Carl Jung and Erik Erikson. Let's start with Jung. Carl Jung's individuation. Jung believed that self-discovery is a process of individuation, integrating the conscious and unconscious parts of the mind to become a whole, authentic self. It's about acknowledging your shadow, the parts of yourself you ignore, repress, or deny, and learning to accept and understand them. Individuation isn't a one-time revelation. It's a lifelong journey of aligning with your true self beyond ego, societal expectations, or inherited roles. Jung wrote, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." Now let's talk about Erikson. Erik Erikson's stages of psychosocial development. Erikson saw self-discovery as part of a broader life cycle. His model includes 8 stages of development, from infancy to late adulthood, each marked by a core psychological conflict. For example, in adolescence, we face identity versus role confusion. This is where we ask, who am I and what do I stand for? In young adulthood, we shift to intimacy versus isolation, seeking meaningful connection without losing ourselves. Later in life, we face integrity versus despair, reflecting on whether we lived in alignment with our values. These stages aren't rigid timelines, they're experiences that resurface throughout life. Each challenge offers an opportunity to rediscover yourself with more depth. So how does all of this translate into daily life? Let's bring the theory down to earth. Self-discovery isn't something that only happens on a mountaintop retreat or in therapy. It's happening all the time, in subtle, everyday moments. Let's look at a few real-world examples. Example 1, the career crisis. You've climbed the ladder, earned the title, but something feels off. That voice in your head says, "This isn't who I am." That's not burnout. It's your deeper self tugging at your sleeve, asking to be heard. Example 2, the relationship pattern. You notice you keep ending up in the same kind of relationships, whether romantic or platonic. You start asking, why do I always attract people who? That's not bad luck. That's a cue to examine your attachment style, your boundaries, and your self-worth. Example 3, the Sunday dread. You spend all week working, then feel a wave of emptiness on the weekend. You scroll, binge watch, distract, but deep down something's missing. That discomfort is a message. You're craving meaning, alignment, authenticity. In all of these moments, your psyche is calling you inward. But what do you do with that call? How do you start answering it? That brings us to the next section, real tools for real growth. Here are 3 powerful exercises you can use to begin or deepen your self-discovery journey. Tool number 1, the 7 layers of why. Ask yourself a question like, why do I want success? Write down your first answer. Then ask, why is that important? Repeat this process 7 times. Each answer digs a layer deeper until you hit something real, something rooted in emotion, values, or unmet needs. This is a fast way to uncover unconscious motives and realign with your truth. Tool number 2, the mirror journal. Each evening, ask yourself, when did I feel most like myself today? When did I feel disconnected or fake? Over time, patterns emerge. You'll start noticing what environments, people, or actions align with your authentic self and which pull you away. Tool number 3, the self-map. Draw a circle in the middle of a page. Label it me. Around it, write keywords, values, beliefs, habits, passions, fears. Color code them if you want. Are they inherited, chosen, outdated? Then ask, which of these truly belong to me? This visual exercise brings unconscious identity layers to the surface and gives you clarity about who you're becoming. These tools aren't about finding yourself. They're about meeting yourself where you are. Now let's tie it all together. Self-discovery isn't a finish line. It's not something you stumble upon in a flash of insight. It's a daily practice of noticing, reflecting, and gently pulling back the layers. Today we covered the big question, who are you, really? The science behind identity, Jung's individuation, and Erikson's life stages. How self-discovery shows up in everyday life, in our choices, our discomforts, our patterns. And 3 tools to guide your journey, the 7 layers of why, the mirror journal, and the self-map. So, where do you begin? Start with just one question tonight. When today did I feel most like myself? Write your answer. Let that be your first step. And if this episode gave you something to think about, hit subscribe and join us each week here at The Inner Lens, where we explore the mind not just to understand it, but to truly live from it. Until next time, keep looking inward and keep becoming.